Number 20. Braid. The protagonist in this dreamlike 2D puzzle platformer has become unstuck in time. The player must navigate a painterly world where only some items, like their character, move with the arrow of time. The ability to manipulate the chronology and rewind time are key gaming aspects. You can't die, and you can't lose. Braid treats your time and attention as precious, unlike roguelike games and grind-heavy open-world RPG titles. Cough. The game does not compel you to solve riddles by preventing you from progressing unless you do it correctly. If you're having trouble figuring something out, just keep playing and come back when you're ready. Number 19. Loop Hero. In 2021, this small strategy game was one of our early favorites. In our Loop Hero review, Evan comments, "From the minute the 16-color title screen fades in alongside dramatic chiptunes, you feel like you're playing some forgotten VGA-era fantasy RPG, a game that still holds some of the mystery and complexity of 1991, but softly upgraded to 2021. Most significantly, all of this classically inspired awesomeness is contained within a small installation that shouldn't put your PC through nearly as much stress as your strategy talents." Number 18. Among Us. If you're up for a little deception with your buddies, Among Us is a game that practically everyone can play, regardless of how old their machine is. If that's all they have, it even has crossplay between PCs and phones. It's easier to pick up and play on a low-spec machine because the joy is in how successfully you and your pals can trick each other rather than elaborate lighting effects. Number 17. Civilization 5. When it comes to low-end devices, Civilization is usually a safe pick, and the second newest installment in the series won't require a particularly powerful PC. Just don't blame us if you fail to sleep because you're so preoccupied in eradicating the Warmongering Gandhi off the face of the earth. Number 16. Poly Bridge. Poly Bridge is a fantastic puzzle game in the vein of now-defunct titles, such as The Incredible Machine. In this situation, you must create bridges that can hold a specific amount of vehicles while remaining under budget. These two simple aims can be difficult to complete in later levels. There are more than 60, because the game introduces numerous hazards and the necessity to use construction techniques that the Army Corps of Engineers is unlikely to approve of. Number 15. Arkham City. To be fair, Arkham Asylum is still a fantastic game, yet it runs on hardware that is even less powerful than Arkham City. However, Arkham City is the better overall Batman game of the two. Batman's entire arsenal improves, and AC allows you to play as characters such as Catwoman, who has her own distinct move, set, and animation style. Number 14. Old School Runescape. This oldie dates back to the days when low-end PCs were the rage. RuneScape has been around for quite some time, and there's a reason for that. This MMO harkens back to a time when online games didn't always lead you down a predetermined route of quests and leveling possibilities. The old-school version of RuneScape transports you back to the game's infancy. Number 13. Magic: The Gathering Arena. Finally, Magic is deserving of a digital rendition. Over the years, the classic collectible card game has spawned a slew of mini-games and hobbled along with the larger, messier Magic: The Gathering Online. But this is the first true Magic experience, and it's still a lot of fun. Its required system specs are for 2011 hardware, although any recent laptop should be able to handle it. Number 12. Super Meat Boy. Super Meat Boy is a two-dimensional platformer with a cult following. As you finally nail that beautiful wall leap and break through the impasse you've been cursing at for an hour, yell triumphantly. The gamepad is also supported, and the keyboard and mouse controls are precise and snappy. Super Meat Boy Forever is the sequel, however. It's an auto-runner with mediocre reviews. The general perception is that SMBF is more like an expansion pack than a new game in terms of mechanics and plot. Number 11. Sunless Skies. Sunless Skies, like Sunless Seas before it, is a mix of roguelike adventure and interactive storytelling. But it does both of these things better than ever before. Because of how skillfully its different elements mix to make compelling storylines, from scrapes you survive by the skin of your teeth to times where your own hubris gets you murdered. We gave it a 9 out of 10 in our review. When you're one direct hit away from a huge hole opening up in your hull and some ugly beast is closing around for another strike, it helps that death means something. Beyond the modifications you make, the sheer variety of circumstances and the results ensures that you'll learn something new on each run. Number 10. Untitled Goose Game. The unnamed Heist game is brief, and so are the system requirements. You might have missed how many Goose memes the Goose game spawned into the unknowing mainstream social media world if you went silent on the internet in the weeks following its launch. The Goose game is a beautiful little stealth puzzle game about a rogue goose loose in a cute small British village. I can't recall the last game that made me laugh so loudly and so often when I was playing it. Luke Kemp says in our Untitled Goose game review. Number 9. Portal 2. Even if you've had to play it at 800 by 600, with all the settings set to low, Portal 2 is still one of the funniest and smartest puzzle games around. You're not playing this game for the beautiful graphics effects. You're playing for Stephen Merchant, J.K. Simmons, and Ellen McLain's fantastic voice acting, and of course, that potato bit. Number 8. Into the Breach. The designers of FTL have created a fantastic, bite-sized, turn-based strategy game that is easily one of PC gamers' favorite games of 2018. With multiple match squads and techniques to master, it's very replayable, exacting, agonizing, tough, and intensely rewarding. Into the Breach delivers the most flawlessly constructed strategies around in the tiniest packaging. We remarked in our Into the Breach review. Number 7. Minecraft. Will it run Minecraft? Is one of the most often asked questions about laptops on the internet, to which the answer is probably. Mojang's Infinite Block 'em Up isn't overly demanding in terms of hardware, so it's the ideal game to play on a laptop when you're supposed to be writing about low-spec games for PC gamer. While it's common to play on a tablet, phone, or console these days, if you opt to build with your PC, you'll get the most up-to-date upgrades and mod support. Here's a list of the finest Minecraft mods that we keep up to date. Number 6. West of Loathing. The funniest game we've ever played, and possibly the funniest RPG we've ever seen. This is a game where you explore for laughs rather than loot. They can be found in every area of the globe, even the options menu, and it's a thrill to find them. West of Loathing is also a really entertaining and inventive role-playing game, with classes like the Beanslinger and Cowpuncher replacing genre staples. Number 5. Stardew Valley. Harvest Moon PC was an independent hit that brought the peaceful agricultural life of Harvest Moon to the PC. Build a vegetable empire on your farm, go exploring, learn about your neighbor's life, fall in love, and settle down. Simple graphics ensure that this game will run smoothly on your laptop, and it will help you pass the time on long trips. For a few years, Stardew Valley has legally promoted cooperative farming, which is an excellent way to return to Pelican Town. Number 4. Undertale. The fact that a toaster could run 2015's breakout RPG game may have contributed to its global success. This isn't to suggest it isn't attractive or entertaining. Undertale is a bright, charming, unsettling swan journey through your habits and actions for those familiar with RPG and famous video game themes. Date a skeleton, play with, or kill some dogs and obsess over mice and cheese. Number 3. Disco Elysium. The Final Cut. This is one of our all-time favorite RPGs and our 2019 Game of the Year. Disco Elysium is beautiful in a sad, gritty manner, but its impressionistic 2D environments aren't going to tax your computer. It's a detective role-playing game that plays a lot like a traditional adventure game or a visual novel. Expect to take your time here as you explore the intricate landscapes for clues and surprises, as well as read a lot of wonderful writing. Number 2. Slay the Spire. A roguelike card battle game that combines the strategic excitement of deck-building board games with the sensibilities of games like The Binding of Isaac and Risk of Rain, where uncovering random relics might influence the way you play. Alternatively, if you obtain a lucky combination, you'll be transformed into a homicidal card god. Slay the Spire, like the best roguelikes and deck builders, gives you a rush of joy when you discover a devastating combo. Number 1. Darkest Dungeon. A great, difficult tactical dungeon explorer with amazing narration and genuinely horrific adventures that channel Lovecraft. As your group experiences horrors in the dark, the stress mounts, and too much stress causes them to develop new personality quirks, leading to even more stress and sanity loss. This maintains a state of tension. That's all for today. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.